Test 1, 2, 3. That's mic 1. 1, 2, 3. Mic 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mic 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mic 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Thank you.
On action.
Live
Can I move
action.
this?
Here we
One,
go.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Here we go.
We can go. No headphones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Nice
Oh,
and easy.
beautiful.
Let me just make sure.
Just chilling.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Testing. Oh, yeah, we're good. We don't need it.
Good?
Yeah, we're good.
Great.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Men's NCAA Day 2 Preview, sponsored by Mizuno, and welcome the amazing Abbey Weitzeil.
Hi.
We're so stoked that you're
I'm so
here.
excited to be here. I'm
Like-
like, don't mind my voice, guys. Like, I'm
It's
already.
That's dedication.
No, you
I've
still
already
have it.
lost, no, I do.
We'll check back in like 3 days.
Maybe like Friday night, give me a holler, and I'll be like,
Yeah. Like
we're
we're gonna
morning
interview
too. All
you.
I've done is
Yeah.
screamed 2 sessions, and I'm like, hello.
So are you doing prelims and finals?
Oh yeah, you got to be up there. That's like the
Yeah.
power of the Bears
Yeah.
right there.
It-
Like we are there,
yeah.
prelims and finals. Most of our crew gets here, like the alumni crew will get in today for tonight's finals. So
It's
yeah,
insane.
we're the early crew getting here for Wednesday, but most people are like,
You guys care.
yeah,
You're invested.
You're committed.
yeah, yeah. Tell everyone else that.
Yeah, right.
I know. So
No.
it's so fun.
So fun. We got to talk about last night. At
Oh
the
my
gate.
god,
Like,
that's where I lost my voice.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, last night was insane. Like insane to watch. Everyone knew it was going to be a race. Like you got Texas and you got Cal with like they're both amazing at that relay, and you got the NCAA champs from last year. You got Texas like leading off with a 128. I don't even know. It was neck and neck the whole time, and I think my heart rate was higher than the swimmers. Like I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
We were like,
I was
know.
up there like that's where I lost my voice. Like
Yeah.
insane splits by everyone in that field, insane race, like so fun to watch as no matter what team you were rooting for, like I think that was just like such a fun race.
Yes.
Like definitely one of the races of the meet for sure.
Was that it? Because I feel like we definitely did not predict properly yesterday. Like, did they fully outperform Cal? Like the fact that they went under, was that expected? Like,
I think people I knew like if we were on, like it was possible.
Okay.
Like, but I just like I feel like when you know the swimmers person, like when you know people, but I mean the splits from like Gabe was not shocking, but like, oh my God, like 129.1. Like, all right, he was on. And then you got like Lucas with the dive like situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, his adrenaline rush went up off the dive. Like you see his face after he was like, oh
Yeah.
my God. So he was in shock. Like we knew Jack would be an amazing lead off. Like Destin's always like, it's just like the foursome of those people. I'm biased, go Bears, but like literally crazy. And then, but you got like Luke, who's the best 200 freestyler, like
Ever.
going 128. Like you're
Yeah.
leading off that, and we're not in the lead after leg one. It's just like everyone knowing, like the Texas swimmers knowing we're coming, but us knowing like we have to stay in it. I think that was just like one of the races of the meet for
Yeah.
sure. Like nail biting the whole time.
I think the most incredible performance was Lucas. Like
That
yeah.
I was in the stands and I looked like I was kind of looking at everything, and I watched Lucas dive in. And I think I glanced away for like half a second. I look back and I'm like, everyone was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What
Like,
did
where'd you go?
happen?
His
He
streamline went like
slipped.
this.
Yeah.
Like he went in and his
Uh-huh.
arms just like
So just caught it at the
just caught
perfect
the water
angle.
at the wrong angle, and his arms just like went this. And I think he went like literally straight down and then like kicked his way
he
back
did
up.
the most like checkpoint. Like he
check-
went from
if
0.
you rewatch the video, you
Yeah.
can see him just like whoop, like straight and lost like
Everything.
yeah, but I'm sure his adrenaline was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
like
he just like
that's the
started-
right man that you want anchoring
That's
your
what I
relay.
said. I said because
Like-
you got the miler on the end of that. Like, if anything, he's the one who's not going to be able to like, or
Yeah.
who's going to be able to hold on and not die as much. Like,
Yeah.
you throw me doing that, and I'm like, I'm already
Overswimming that
flying and
first 100.
dying. Like, I'm gonna overswim, and then I'm gonna have a really hard time finishing. I think Lucas
Yeah.
was the perfect guy for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Like that's what
mentally,
we said in the
physically,
stands. We're like, honestly, thank God that was Lucas. Like, just
If it
because
was
he has
anyone,
the
yeah.
endurance for it. so.
Totally.
Well, people were saying like on TV, it looked like he pushed off the bottom, but I still I don't see
That's
that.
hilarious because people who say that, I'm like, do you know swimming? Because if I've done sets where like the coach has you dive down and push
Yeah.
off the water, and you have to like curl your legs in,
Yes.
like get into an awkward position and then push. And I'm like, that would have been one slower because you have to like at the bottom of the
Yeah.
pool. You're
Like-
not just like you have to like curl your legs down and then push off. And number two, he would have came up way faster. Like he would have been like whoosh,
A
Yeah.
hundred
way past
percent.
15. I think. I don't know. That's just
He's also so experienced that he knows
you
you cannot
do
push
that.
off the
Like,
bottom in a race.
if I'm going at the bottom of the pool, I don't even do that in a practice set. Like if I
Right.
go to the bottom of the pool, like my first instinct is not like, oh, let me just push off the bottom really quick.
Yeah,
like my
like,
first
real
instinct is
quick.
like, oh my God, I gotta just kick
Yeah.
up. So
Yes.
those were funny
Those were
comments
funny,
I heard.
yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? I'm
I know.
sorry, but like no.
There's non-swimmers. Not
yeah,
knowing.
I
Yeah.
whatever. But no, he did not push off the bottom of the pool. Like
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
so funny.
We all know that.
Yeah,
And you know
hey.
what? We might talk to him tonight, and maybe I'll ask him.
Yeah.
because he's in the
Hey.
5 free. So let's talk about that. So
Oh.
5 free this morning was amazing.
Tuner medley.
Oh, the tuner medley relay was awesome.
Tuner
too.
medley relay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh wait,
I
no,
think-
it wasn't awesome. What the hell?
No,
I know. I was like, I
Wait,
was
what?
giving you an
As a
opportunity to
gator-
like
Wait,
lament your gators.
I'm like,
as a gator. Well, it was a great race. I didn't
Yeah.
see the jump because I was watching other
didn't-
lanes
yeah.
at the time, but I saw like the second they were replaying it on the board, I was like, oh no.
you knew.
I knew they were going to beat Florida because you could
Yeah.
just kind of
Well,
see
Rowdy
it,
like
but-
circled it. on
Yeah,
the
that's how I was
screen.
like watching
I know
Rowdy
Rowdy's
circle
on like his
it.
little teleprompter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bummer.
It was negative 0.05 and 03
think it-
is kind of the limit.
03 is the legal
Um,
limit. So
The legal limit.
the legal
There's
limit.
The
I
legal
mean,
limit. I know, it's like-
It is the legal limit technically. Like you can be early and just still be
Which
legal.
that's
Which
just
is
such a weird thing
That
to
is
me.
a
It's like
weird rule to
it's
me,
like
too.
it's still early, but we don't think it's
early
early enough.
Yeah,
I
like it
don't
would make more
know.
sense to me if it was 0.00.
Like you're allowed
Yeah.
to flat like 0.00. Like I need to speak to whoever made that rule. Can we get a DM from them? Please?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna hit them up. I'll
Please,
figure
can
it
I
out.
know
Yeah.
why that rule exists? Actually,
Is that but that's NCAA and
that's everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
-0.03, yes, because
Okay.
I have had a negative -0.02 start before.
it's been
Short
fine.
course worlds. Oops,
Oof.
but it was legal.
But it wasn't
Yeah.
early enough, Abby. It wasn't early enough.
It's like 2014. I remember looking at my start.
And you're
I-
like, oh my god.
you know when
never
you walk
again.
behind the like through the media after they have like the
Yes.
board with your splits, and I was
Yes.
like, oh, that
You're like,
oh,
okay.
Oh, just a little close. Yeah, and that's like, it's such a, because you're so jumpy night one. Like, Florida was going after the
Oh,
NCAA
yeah.
record, so like I totally get it, but
it's such a hard thing.
You have to be
too.
safe.
Yeah,
NCAA is where every point
It's-
matters.
it's hard.
Yeah, like I don't blame anybody.
No, and
No,
all it
it's just-
takes is like the flyer coming in. Was it the fly to free?
It was fine.
All it takes is like a flyer coming in and diving down just a little deeper than it looks
Yeah.
for them to like take that extra .02 for
Which
the
is,
freestyle.
like,
it's
to-
not-
You can't even like
you can't comprehend.
physically
Like,
show what
it's-
it is.
literally, you
That's the thing.
cannot.
That's such
Yeah.
a bummer. That's
know.
such a bummer.
I know.
Yeah. And it's
Great.
not even like Texas's fault either for winning. Like,
No.
they didn't do anything.
No.
It's just like,
It's just
yeah.
it is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
You
terrible.
know, they don't, when production told me that I was interviewing Texas, I was like, I know they probably don't want to do this.
Yeah,
and,
they're like, well, we didn't.
they
Fuck,
want
we
to
did.
celebrate.
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like nobody wants to win off
like
of
that.
somebody's DQ.
no, no.
So I was a little like,
I felt bad for you. It's like
Congrats.
hard to
Yeah,
separate
I'm like,
personal
great
and
job.
like
Yeah, you're like,
like,
congrats, but
yeah,
like, I don't know how you're feeling.
I know, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was sad.
Yeah.
And like, what a rough start. Like
Yeah.
to break the NCAA record, win to DQ, nothing.
Yeah. They're gonna
No
have a race in the
points.
50 tonight, though. Like,
yeah,
they
they
sure
bounced
are.
back this morning. For
they
sure.
did bounce
Yeah.
back. They did bounce back. They're
It's
gonna have.
never easy, but you have no choice.
Yeah.
At this meet, it's
Mhm.
ruthless.
Their 2 free relay will be really good.
It will be.
tonight. It's gonna be a race.
All right, so now 5 free.
Yeah.
Going back to Lucas, Rex, who you and Missy were able to talk to in
Mhm.
Texas, top seed. After you visited him in Texas, like, were you like, oh yeah, this guy's got it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I just feel like first of all, he's so mature for his age. Like just the way he was talking, like, and he's a big like talk race strategy guy.
Yeah.
You have those people that are just like kind of just feel it out, and he's
Yeah.
like a very specific, like he knows all his splits. He's a big back half guy.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing he focused. I was like, how do you stay? We just talked about this. Like, how do you stay calm when you're a back half swimmer? Because
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it sucks being chased down if you're a flying dyer, but
Me running
it's-
for my life
it's-
all the time.
Yeah.
but it's
You
so
gotta.
Yeah.
yeah, both sides have challenges, but he's just like, yeah, I'm just able to like trust my training, stay patient. I watched him do a colors set. For those of you who don't know, colors is like your aerobic threshold
Yeah.
set, and he murdered everybody. Like he is
Wow.
on. Like
He's
he
a
was
trainer.
like
He's a
from the push, like at the end of like a 3,000 yard freestyle set, like 142, 141.
From
That's
a push.
crazy.
One push,
From a
like at
push.
the end of like a million other
Right,
200.
from a push.
So like
That's-
that's why I have confidence in him. Now I'm not seeing what the other athletes are doing, in practice.
Totally.
So maybe I'm biased,
Yeah.
but I just feel like everything has been leading to this point.
What do you think, Abby?
I think it's gonna be such a race. I mean,
'Cause you
yeah,
know
I know
Lucas
Lucas.
personally.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
So
I
what's
Lucas
your-
do some crazy
Yeah,
stuff in
what's your
practice.
take
Like,
on Lucas?
Lucas looked so good this morning. Like
Okay.
he, to me, like he dove in and we were all like, oh, Lucas looks good. Like he looks smooth. He looks good. I think it's going to be a race. I think it's going to be a tough race and it could go either way.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a race. And you can't count out Luke.
Hobson.
Luke's there and like, look at Luke. Luke, like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, it's going to be such a race, I think. And I'm not familiar with how Rex swims as much his races, familiar with Lucas, but oh my gosh, it's going to be, I can't imagine, like, it's so fast now. Like, can you imagine going a 4:09 in your 10th?
4:09 won 10 years
4:09
ago.
4:09.
Clark Smith, 4:09.
That one?
National champion.
Yeah.
Won.
And
in a
4:09, you're now 10th. You don't even make A final if you go 4:09 high.
You're
In the morning.
In the
B
morning. That's
Deep
what I mean.
into
You're
the
B
B
final. You don't even make A final. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. 10
Last
people
year,
4:09.
411 made a final.
Yeah,
Now it's 409.
4:09 is 10th.
That's cool.
That's
though.
crazy.
I know.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
But
but
like, even in the 500, you're fighting for hundredths of a second to make the like. That's
yeah,
Yeah. There
You're
were like
like
6 or 7 409s.
That's
Crazy.
especially the
wild.
500.
Crazy,
It
so
sucks
fast.
to have to sprint 2 500s in a day.
Oh my! I'm
Yeah.
saying I think it's really hard. Like I've heard from people who did it, not me, who did the 800 free relay into the 500 freestyle, and they were always like, "That's such. It's so
It's a
hard.
tough
It's such
turnaround.
tough turnaround. Like the hype of the 8 free relay.
Yeah.
It is tiring, and then you
Totally.
probably don't sleep much, and you got to wake up and do a 500 pretty well, 409
Yeah.
to make an A final. That's tough.
This
That's
meet
tough.
is so tough too because like I love that point that you just made, like trying to manage your energy session
Mhm.
through session. And it's the same thing at the women's. Like if you're not you win the meet in prelims.
You do.
Like-
We
like-
always
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, I
You
hear
win the
that
meet in
all the
prelims.
time.
You
Like
do.
your up downs are entirely dependent
You
on
do.
how you're doing in prelims. And so it's like finding that balance of not overdoing it in prelims, but also not holding back so much that you're in a B final when you should be in an A final.
Yeah, and some people on the team like have to go best time to make a final. Like
Totally.
it's like some people like you just go. Like you do win
Yeah.
the meet in prelims, and that's why it's like you got to learn how to get up and go fast in the morning.
Yeah.
There are some
Yeah.
select handful of people that can cruise a little bit, and then there's some people who you just got to get your hand there.
Yeah.
You got to do whatever you can.
Can't afford
so
it.
it's crazy.
Is Lucas a front half guy? Like, are we going to see Lucas? Who's going to be first at the 200? You think,
I think Lucas. Oh
or the 250?
gosh, I think Lucas is a racer the whole way. Like Lucas will try and just be there the whole time.
Do you know if his strategy is dependent on his surroundings?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not that familiar with Lucas's racing habits. I just know he looked like he had some speed this morning, and I think he's going to be out.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And I think Rex will be out, and I think it's just going to be.
it's going to
I
be.
think it's going to be
a
race
battle
the whole
royale.
way.
Yeah.
Like I think Lucas feels good. He looks good. Rex is so
Yeah.
fast. He looked good. Like I think you got Luke. Like Luke's going to come home.
Yeah.
Gonna
Yeah.
go out. That like I feel like they're all going to swim at the same. Honestly.
Do we see a 403?
Rex's American record is 404, right?
Mhm.
Maybe
I mean, 444.
it might take an American
Yeah.
record to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It might take an American record to win.
I think 438 is my prediction.
All right.
All right. All right.
Damn.
I'll be like this.
yeah.
You're like, pick up my jaw.
Oh.
That's like the next barrier that I think will be really cool to be broken. I think we're a couple years away from
Yeah,
it.
the
but
4-minute
4-minute
barrier.
barrier,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And the 5, like,
that would
that's-
be like disgusting.
I did like
Whoever does that,
Yeah. Just-
disgusting. I want to bleh,
Yeah.
vomit.
I mean, it's like 6 minutes. Okay, so I don't want to like fully go back to the 8 free relay, but
But it deserves it.
but it deserves it.
Oh,
And Lucas
disgusting.
deserves it
Like,
because had Lucas had a good start,
yeah.
he's not splitting 131.
No,
He's splitting
130.
130, maybe
Low.
129
Yeah.
high.
For sure.
That takes a lot out. That start took a lot of.
Oh,
time out.
he
Yeah.
started from 0. So that means that the 559 is
Could've been-
558.
Yeah. Which
So
is
it's-
like disgusting.
I
Like
know.
so fast.
I know.
It's like
Like
oh my
800
God.
yards in 5-something minutes.
now I know because I read that or heard you say that. I think I read that somewhere yesterday. You posted
Oh.
or something was like an 805 minutes is like someone posted.
Oh, I don't
that.
think I posted it.
Someone did. I don't know who it was. I saw
Yeah.
it on Instagram. It was
Yeah.
like an 805 minutes. And I was like, yeah, because then when I think about, I have 4 heats of an 800 free relay, like, I'm like, okay, like, I just go like, all right, 8 minutes for this heat, 7 minutes
Yeah.
for this
Yeah,
heat.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, we're in the 5s now. Like there's 5
Yeah.
minutes for this.
Oh, we only have 5 minutes for my 8 free relay? Okay.
I only have 5 minutes to run to the bathroom really quick. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah. You're like still in
measuring
your
it
head. You're like,
backwards.
but what if my suit and da-da-da-da?
Yeah,
I
you're
get
like,
my
oh wait,
goggles?"
no, I'm next heat. I only
Yeah.
have 5 minutes. It's
Yeah, that's-
crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, I think this is, and Luke Hobson is so dangerous when he's tapered.
Oh, he's
He's-
so good.
he's
Luke
so
is
good.
so
He's clutch.
good.
Yeah.
I so much appreciate Luke Hobson and how good he is.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, he's so cool to watch, actually.
Yeah.
So I really think like he is quote the underdog in this race. But
Yeah.
Luke, like you don't know.
You don't
like,
know.
I don't know. Like
And like we know he's on
he's
128
on
off the relay.
128 off.
He
the
might
flat
even be out first.
I think Luke
Yeah.
will be out first. I see
Okay.
Luke flying. I see Luke going.
Just like and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, I think Luke knows that, Rex and Lucas are coming. And I think Luke's just like, you know what? I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Like,
This
I don't
is-
have a choice.
This is one of those races where I'll have
I think
questions
it might be
prepared
another-
for like 4 different
Yeah.
people. Like, because I'm like, I
I
don't
see
know.
you're like,
Could
oh,
be-
got it.
I'm like, God.
The 500 could be another one of the race of the meets
Yeah. I agree.
contesters. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be just like the A free relay where it's long, but it's like the whole way. It's like
It'll be a
0.01,
game of-
0.02,
Yeah.
0.03, 0.01. Like everyone's just gonna be together.
Everyone's heart rate's like
I'm so
high for-
excited.
I'm so
Like, I'm
excited.
like, oh,
Free entertainment.
oh yeah.
yes.
It's like here I am just up
You're
there.
enjoying it.
I'm so happy.
You
I'm
have
having
no
so much fun.
stress. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think about like what it's like as we like it's just so stressful to be
Yeah.
behind the blocks. And I'm just like, whoo, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I'm good up here right now.
Yeah,
Like I'm good in
good
the
for you.
stands. Like
That's healthy.
yeah, like
That is
Katie and I
healthy.
are there. I think
Yeah.
we're like, we're good.
like
Yeah.
I do miss NCs so much because I love NCAAs.
Yeah.
And I do miss like being behind the blocks for the Bears. But sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I know how stressed you are right now.
Especially being a relay swimmer and just getting up
like
4
seeing
times a
the-
day. yeah.
yeah, just well, we had prelims relays.
I
Remember
know.
that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're that old.
When did that change?
2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
It
I
moved to
think
just
2020.
finals.
I mean, they had prelims the whole time I was swimming.
Okay.
Yeah, that was rude.
Road.
Rude. All right, turn I am.
Oh, see,
Um,
we were just talking about this.
We were
I
just talking
know,
about this,
I
and we're going to
know.
re-talk about it now. So, Hubie Koch, top seed, kind of no surprise. He's adjusted well to Texas.
He's
Not that there was
so good,
probably
too.
much of an adjustment, because like Bob to Bob,
Yeah.
Bob to Bob.
Bob to Bob,
Bob to
just like
Bob.
different pool.
Yeah.
But Destin,
Destin,
tell me
Yeah.
what you think.
he is so good. He stresses me out when he swims because he
Yeah.
goes out slower than everyone else. Have you watched him swim like 2 back,
Yeah.
2 IM? Like,
Yes.
he's not first out, but he comes home like a freight train. And that is a true testament to his training. Like he is so good at training.
Yeah. And his
Um,
mental
Oh,
ability. to,
and
like,
that's why we were saying, like, if I'm out 7th at the 100, like, I'm not coming back. Like,
Abby's out.
I'm like, oh, I'm not. We're good. I just get out now. I am
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
like,
Like,
bye.
really, it's fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
He is like so tough, and he swims his own race. So like,
Yeah.
no matter what Hubie's doing, Justin's gonna be in his own world, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
why he's good. Like he's in his swimming his own race. He's very aware that he's probably not gonna be out first, but he's gonna probably be very aware that he needs to leave himself enough pool to catch him.
Totally.
But he's not gonna just go out too fast because his competitors are. Like he's very much swimming his own race the whole time, no matter what race he's swimming. So that's why I'm sitting up there. I'm like, you're stressing me out. Why
Yeah,
are you
you're
so
like,
far
Justin,
behind?
come on,
Like, come on. But like, I just know he's gonna come home. Even in
Yeah.
prelims this morning, like he's
Home in
so
23
smooth.
point. Faster over a second.
No, he's
than
like
anybody else in the
chilling
field.
the first 100.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna probably be out faster than he was this morning, but he's still gonna be like, he's so controlled.
Mm.
Controlled is a good word. He's
That
so
is.
controlled the first 100 of his 2 back, of his
Yeah.
2 IM, and then he just is so good on the back half.
Yeah.
So I think this race is gonna be. It's not gonna be neck and neck the whole time. It's gonna be a cat and mouse game. I think.
I feel like it's going to be 1 on the second 25 of breaststroke. That's my
Yep.
call.
I
Like,
think like
Yeah.
based off this morning, Dustin's gonna be coming for him on breaststroke.
yeah.
And it's the second 25 leading that turn from breast to free. Dustin's got some good underwater.
Yeah,
I
he does.
know.
We saw it last night.
Yeah.
For relay.
I
So
know.
I think it's gonna be a cat and mouse game. And it's just gonna be like me stressed in the stands, like
Yeah.
as a bear.
That's gonna be you every
As-
session.
Yeah. Like, are you going to be
Obviously,
okay? Do we need
no.
to get
You're gonna
I
need like
got
a
so
spa
many-
retreat
I-
after this week. Like,
I got so many texts last night. People were like, "The camera is on you again," and I'm like, "Great, what was I doing?" And they were
Yeah.
like, "You were just like
Just like
so
biting.
hot." So I was like,
Dying in the bear
I was
suit.
like, it's so hot.
so hot.
Yeah.
Katie, you know Hubie because you were down there
Yeah.
again. You got to interview him. What did you learn from him? Like, what are you thinking about his performance tonight?
He is such a funny dude. Like he is just so like. We asked him his favorite movie to quote, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wait, I love that though.
Oh,
What
that's what
was
I'm
his
saying.
favorite line?
The line where the line where he's like so randomly walks in such a pause for a second. When Jack Sparrow walks in, he's like, "I thought you were dead," and he's like, "Am I not?" That's he said that was his favorite line.
Am I not?
Am I not? He's
Am
like,
I
"Am
not?"
I not?"
I'll ask him that tonight. I'll be like,
I
I
heard
thought
you
you were
love
dead.
Pirates of a
yeah,
he loves
am I not? See what he does.
Yeah, see if he'll respond
Throw
like
him for a
that.
loop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just like, but I feel like he worked through because 200 IM was what he made Tokyo at the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he moved over to backstroke because Bob was like, well, 200 IM for gold medal chance is kind of out.
Yeah,
Leon's
yeah.
gonna take it, so he moved over. So like 200 IM was kind of his first baby. But I just feel like he's like, I don't feel like nerves are a thing for him. Like he's such
Okay.
a laid back dude. Like I think he used to be like more nervous, but
Mhm.
the vibe of him was just like go with the flow, like just be himself. I don't know.
Love
Just like
that.
he's
He's
awesome.
kind of
Like
just like chilling.
yeah, like
Yeah.
watches
Right.
Pirates of the Caribbean, loves
Like,
soccer,
yeah,
loves to
okay.
play soccer.
That's what he's playing in his headphones is the movie.
Right.
He's playing it.
Literally, now
I would
I'm not gonna
actually
think
die if that was
anything
his
else.
walkout song. Like,
We should play it.
no, they don't have walkout songs because
Oh,
they're
that
just
would've
like
been
announcing
so
names.
funny.
that
I
would
was
be-
like, because remember back in the day, if you
If
were
he
top
wins
seed,
and he walks up to you for an interview, you got to just go dun 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 dun
dun,
dun 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 dun.
are you dead? I thought you were dead. Am I
Am I
not? That better be what he says.
he had that like on lock. I asked him that question and he was like, Pirates of the Caribbean. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, do you have a specific line? Right away.
Right
knew it.
away.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was,
yeah.
ready for that
He
question.
was
Oh, yeah.
ready. He had no idea that was he crushed it.
All
So,
right.
from a swimming perspective, I don't know. I mean, he
Yeah.
looked great last night in the 8 free relay,
He
but
did, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a heck of a race.
Again.
we got some good races.
And then Owen
tonight.
McDonald from IU having a hell of a morning.
Yeah, he's gonna be
They're-
not counted out either.
Yeah,
like
Julian Smith from Florida, like trying to come back after the DQ last night.
you never know.
Yeah, IU has come to play, and after seeing how well the women did,
I know.
They're
I'm
in,
like-
they're in the team race for sure,
Yeah.
and their divers are very good too.
Okay.
so they're gonna get a lot of diving points, I think.
I have a question, Abby. So, and I know you don't know this from the men's perspective, but
Okay.
you train with the men. How much does the performance of the women's team affect the men coming into a meet?
I think it depends.
If you're a
on one-
combined program.
Yeah, I think it depends on the dynamic of the teams. Like I think obviously you look at like the Virginia women who dominated.
Yeah.
That probably really hyped the men up, right? Like they're probably
Right.
like, oh heck yeah, like let's go.
Yeah.
And then you have like if it's a different team, they like I don't know, they might look at them and be like, all right,
Yeah.
our turn, like let's go.
Yeah, like Florida
don't
would be a
think-
great example. Like
Yeah.
Florida didn't have like a stellar women's meet.
yeah,
It wasn't bad by any means, but
yeah. I would say same with
You know,
Cal.
like,
yeah.
so I'm just like I'm actually thinking about this for the first time. Like, how does that affect the men? Because
I
women are
think-
always first.
I think you can feed off of the good swims. I think like
Yeah.
the men aren't sitting at home like having the bad swims affect like
And, like,
the
having
women
them
who
really-
struggled affect them.
Yeah.
But if like someone does really well or like their team wins, it's like that's gonna hype them up, right? Like I
Fair.
think they're kind of just like sitting there waiting their turn and enjoying the swimming for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While they're also still like in their own week leading up to NCs. Like, do you know what I mean? So
Totally.
I think the men, I mean, boys, all the boys, they're like
Silly boys.
Silly boys. They're gonna feed off the energy of like
Yeah.
someone doing well. But if someone
Right.
doesn't do that well, it's not gonna be like,
Oh my God.
Like
They're
I'm
just gonna-
worried for
yeah,
me.
they're just gonna be like, whatever.
Yeah. But
Okay,
I would
yeah.
think
My
if,
turn.
if it's combined, though, you would look at that and be like, I feel like if even a teammate who swam at a meet before me, I'd be
Right.
like, oh, well, we're doing the same stuff and they're swimming well. So
Like
like that
taper
comes
hit.
to me.
Men are so
Taper
different
hit,
though.
yes.
I don't know. I think men and women taper so differently.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
You
true.
know, like
for
even
sure.
when a team's combined, men taper longer, they taper differently
True.
than women. So I think it's hard to compare like yourself as a like I obviously trained with the men and it's like, yeah, I would taper differently sometimes than some of the men. Like I
Yeah.
would taper less or whatever. So it's like hard to compare yourself to like the male swimmers.
Yeah.
So I don't think the male swimmers are going to compare themselves to the female swimmers.
Okay.
Just that's my outside
that's your
take,
take,
of
yeah.
the college.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning the 2 a.m.?
I mean,
Are
I'm
you gonna choose
sorry,
your
but
little
I have
Destin?
Destin.
Yeah, I
winning
know, I
the
know,
who
I
I am. Like,
Yeah.
I have Destin.
Katie?
I mean, I gotta go with Jack Sparrow.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I
gotta go with
might have to go Destin. Yeah, like just based
I'm
off of like
biased, but
how like beautiful he swam.
he swam
last
very
night.
smooth.
His
If I take out my
underwaters.
biased opinion, I do think. Oh, I think Coach is gonna be hard to beat,
Oh yeah, he
but
is
I
for
think
sure.
Destin can do it. Like I think he's gonna be really hard to beat.
Yeah, we're also talking about the Olympic champion. In the
Yeah,
200
I think he's
like,
going to be extremely hard to beat, but I think Destin's mental state in this race is like so good.
Yeah.
and he's a 5th year. Like this means something. Not that it never doesn't,
And he's won it before.
but
Doesn't he have
Trying to
American
defend
record
his
holder,
title.
right?
He
Doesn't
was?
he, have
Destin?
doesn't he have the American record or
Mhm.
no? Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like,
he's American record holder. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Destin's hard to beat.
time prediction? Do we see?
Ooh.
Does
What's
he
the record? 130.
Well, Leon's NCAA record is 136.
I know. I was like, what's American?
I think it's
137.
One-
8.
7 or 8. I can't either.
Super fast.
Really
It's a
fast.
freestyle time.
I definitely
yeah.
think 137.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
137 mid.
With this field for sure.
137
It's
mid.
gonna be a good. It's another one. We have great races tonight.
Yeah.
Then we end with we don't end, but individually we end with the
Flash and
50 free,
Oh,
which is your baby. Talk to
my
us.
baby.
How-
I
like,
love that race.
Tell
I'm
us
still
why you
salty
love
about
it.
my NCs.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
more about that. Like you were telling me that earlier. I'm like, that sucks. You have the right to be salty.
I'm so salty. That I never got a senior NCs
Because of COVID.
because of COVID, and I never got to go faster. I went my 20.9 in Minnesota Invite. Like I went at midseason Invite. I went 20.9, and then NCs was canceled.
And you were on track to like
Well,
20.7,
I like to think I was
6.
on track to go like a 20.6.
Yeah.
No, don't quote me because you never know. Like I could have gone 20.8 or 20.9 again. Who knows? But like I like to think I was going faster, but I never got the chance. And I was like, that was
Oh.
my baby race.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
and
that's
that
okay.
she said that's the only year where they didn't allow them to take a 5th year. Like her year was the only
We
year.
were the seniors and we weren't allowed a 5th year.
that's
So I don't know
seems
why.
unfair.
I don't know why,
Mm.
but whatever.
I mean, it's yeah,
I'm super over it.
yeah.
I'm so over it.
It's fine.
salty.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I would. You know what? I would be salty too if I were on
Just
fire.
because I love NCAAs and I thought it was so like
Yeah.
people always ask me like what's your favorite meet you've ever been to, and I want to say like
the Olympics
NC's is
yeah.
up there though. Like
yeah.
oh, it's so
No, that's good.
it's
You
so
should like
fun.
love it.
I
yeah.
loved it. So.
You should love it. You swim at Cal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you guys are a dynasty.
It's such an interesting race too. Like I think everyone wants to be a 50 freestyler, right?
I do
Like,
not.
It's
You have to be
actually
perfect.
a stress. It's so stressful. Like
yeah.
I
Yeah,
could never do
I
like
agree.
the 4 IM, the 2 IM. Like I couldn't do anything. That's like so hard in training and all of that. But like the mental state of like a 50 is you have to think, but you also can't think too much.
Yes.
Like you have to just be like ready. Like there's no room for needing to you have to be ready to fire like before you're even off the blocks. Like your muscles have to be like it's just such an interesting race to me. Because you
Yeah.
hit the wall wrong and you're like, well,
Do you know at that point you're like, well,
I also didn't have underwater. So like if I didn't hit the wall right, like I'm done. I can't
Yeah,
kick
yeah.
my way out of it. But yeah, I think if you know when something doesn't feel right. Like if
Yeah.
something feels off in your stroke or like the
Mhm.
turn or your start, if you don't hit the water right, you like as a 50 freestyler, like you know. You're like, oh, This doesn't feel right.
What's the most stressful element of the race to get through? Is it the start?
For me, I think everyone's different because you have
Yeah.
your strengths. For me,
Yeah.
I'm good at a start.
Yeah.
I pride myself on my start in my first 15. Like that wasn't as stressful for me. For me, it was the finish. I can't, for some reason, I always struggled through my entire swimming career getting my hand on the wall properly.
Huh.
Like
Wait, say
if,
more. Like, what do you mean?
like
properly?
if I like if you watch any of my old races or anything, or even just like the 50 free at trials, like I struggle the last like 2 meters, and I don't know what it is, if I'm like burying my head too much, and it's just there's something wrong with like my the finish was my worst weakness in a 50 free.
Huh.
And I could be like looks like I'm like an arm's length ahead with 5 meters to go, and I just don't get my hand there. So like that has always been my weakness. And in a 50 freestyle, like you can't do that. I've lost races on that.
Mm.
What's the ideal way to finish on a 50?
Oh,
obviously head down, but like
head down, staying tall,
okay,
head down, and like extended, like as much as you can, just like reaching. Like
Okay.
I've ended 2 Olympic final. I took an extra stroke and I ended like this. So it's like,
do you think you should have?
yeah,
Oh,
being long armed, I think I had momentum enough. So like it's those small things, like you're in an Olympic final. I've done this race a million times.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I made the wrong call and I just took an extra half stroke.
Do you count your strokes in the 50?
No.
No.
And not in the race.
Not in the
no.
race,
I
okay.
try, like, I'm an overthinker, which again can hurt you in a race
Yeah.
like a 50 free. So I try to learn, it's been a struggle, but try to learn turn your brain off a little bit more and just like, I'm good when I'm going like 95%.
Yeah.
You know, when
yeah.
I'm
Forcing
like
it.
fighting the water and I'm like, I gotta go. Like
Yeah.
I tend to go slower.
Yeah.
And so I think the 50 free is super unique in the fact that like you can do it a million times and be so love it. Like I love it. You can be on, you can be ready to go. And if you just make the wrong instinctual call, like the entire race is blown. Like that's why to me
never
it's
have I ever
stressful.
been like, oh, that one finish in my 4 a.m. was
No, but it's just like
Never
true. I've like
once.
studied my finish so much. Like I've watched races where I've just gotten out and been like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's such a
and it
it's
makes
such a
or
quick
break your
call. Like you
whole
can't even think
race.
about it.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But the 50 free tonight, I think I think
Jordan?
it's his race. I think it's Crooks's race. I think it's his race to lose.
Is the record going down?
Yeah,
I think Caleb's record could be in jeopardy.
17.63.
Dude, I think if anyone can do it, it's Jordan.
I agree.
Yeah.
He did
If
it
any-
short course meters.
If anyone can do it, it's Jordan. And I think that record, like, oh, that would be an amazing thing to see.
I mean, I feel like that
I would like
17
drop to my, I'd be
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
like when he did that, he became like
it's
God,
God.
status.
yes.
Like
But
everyone
you
was like,
just know, like,
17,
it's
you know.
crazy that he goes 18 flat this morning and
Yeah.
he has the potential to drop 0.4. It's like, okay, what is different in a 50 free from morning to night to drop 0.4?
I know.
Right? And it's possible. I've done it. I've dropped 0.4. And it's just like, I feel like you gotta he's gonna be so internally hyped, especially as a dude. I feel like they're just like, ah!
Is that how you drop 0.4?
Yeah. How do
Like
you
how
drop
do
point?
you do that?
Caffeine. Like,
Okay.
no way he was taking caffeine this morning. Like,
So he's saving it for
caffeine.
tonight.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, is that a thing? You don't take it in the morning, you take it at night?
I never took it in the morning.
Oh wow.
I mean, I had
Just
a coffee.
like the little caffeine pills.
I never liked pills,
Oh, okay.
like the caffeine
Yeah,
pills.
I can
Yeah.
do that.
It's all legal,
Did
by
you
the
do
way.
it?
Like,
No,
very legal.
no.
Caffeine pills?
Very
Yeah.
legal.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have coffee.
I
I also like coffee.
I love coffee. So I have taken caffeine pills in my career, and I think it just hits me like it just hits you all
You
at
get,
once.
too
I didn't like
jittery?
it. I like
Yeah.
No, it makes you
too
jittery.
I love a good jitter though before 50. Like I'm like if I'm like
Yeah.
I love it, but I get that from nerves, but also like I would have some coffee in the morning, but like I'm getting a cold brew at night with like espresso in it.
Like you're doing like a double or
I'm
whatever.
going and I just like
They call that a
want
red
to be-
eye,
I
a
want
red
to
eye.
I want
Yeah.
a red
Yes,
eye. Like
yes.
I'm taking my caffeine. Like it's a nighttime swim. Like
Yeah.
you're way more hyped. Like I think there's things you can look at from the morning and be like, okay, I can do this better. But I don't know. I feel like Jordan this morning was probably chilling. Like he was
Which is such a
probably
crazy thing to say.
18 flat.
he was I
chilling.
know, but like for him, he
Yeah,
was
sure,
probably
for
like,
sure.
okay, I'm just gonna go through this like long and strong. Like he can't like relax. I'm not saying he was like, oh
Yeah.
but like I think he's got more in the tank.
You know the craziest thing that Nathan said to us? We interviewed him a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, in the morning, as a way to like save up, I would breathe once instead of not breathing at all."
Yeah.
which is like,
I've
He's like,
done
yeah,
that.
me too.
yeah, but that could be
I've
like
done
a
that.
couple tenths, right?
Well, yeah, when I was learning, like once I finally got the no breath down long course, like I would take a breath in the morning and then be like, I'll just not do it at night. Just because like
It's like your little like, oh, I
I
have this
know
card
I
to play.
have more.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's a confidence
Like,
boost.
Yeah, I think too, there's a difference between like I said, they're chilling in the morning. Like I was one of those people who was able to like kind of chill in the morning on a 50.
Yeah.
You're not on caffeine. You're kind of just like, all right, like I don't have to be on ready to go. Like I'm just going to dive in and like feel out the race.
Yeah.
And then at night, you don't want to overswim it. Like I can't fight. For me, like I would be like, ah. So I'd have to like stay long and strong, but like you got to let the adrenaline carry you
Yeah.
in a 50 free.
Does Josh or Guy or Ilya challenge Jordan, you think?
I mean, you never. That's the thing about a 50. It takes Jordan one small thing for him to,
Yeah.
not hit his start or maybe like toe tap the wall. Like you just don't know in a
Oof.
50. Like you just don't know. Like it could be anyone's race, but I think Jordan,
Like you said, it's his race.
It's his race to
probably
lose.
Yeah. Like he'd have
It's
to make a
his-
mistake.
He's
that
been
you're
17
talking
how
about.
many times?
Right.
Like I think it's his race to lose.
Yeah.
Which he's so cool to watch. But I think
Yeah.
the race is for second. I think the race for second is going to be like, I have no idea who's winning right now. I have to just stare at the board.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's any men's 50 free, but like I think the race is for second unless something happens, and which
Yeah.
Always could.
Always possible.
you never know. It takes one small thing in a 50.
Yeah.
I find myself like catching myself looking at the scoreboard over watching the race,
too.
and then I'm like,
In a 50,
I'm
I'm
here.
just
Why
like-
am I not watching
Yeah,
the
you're like-
race?
I will in a 50, like I'll just be like waiting for the times because you don't know what's happening. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
I'll look at
it's
their-
just a big splash.
No, like
Yeah.
I'll look at the 25 splits because I'm pretty good at knowing like 25 splits, but
Yeah.
I'm just like waiting the whole
You're just like,
It's like,
staring at the
and
scoreboard.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Found that tracks.
But tonight I think I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't want to miss it.
no, I don't want to miss like the possible record being broken.
I
Like,
know.
like I want to see that live because that's
Oof.
so cool. But I think it could be anyone's race. Jordan's to lose. Second place, it's gonna be a race for second. It could be
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Like you can't count anyone
I
out.
think I would have to agree. Katie, do you agree?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone else is too close to be like, oh, yeah, Josh is definitely getting second.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I mean, the
think-
whole heat is 18.
Yeah.
No, I mean I think Jack is fifth at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. 18.73 was 8th, and that was Chris Giuliano.
Can you imagine going 1893 and you're not even in the B final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bananas.
1892 is tied for 15th. 1893 did not make a final.
Yeah. That's
Period.
That's crazy.
Like A or B.
No. Wild.
And we'll see a
So-
17 tonight, likely.
Oh, I
Yes.
think we'll see a couple 17s.
Oh, okay, Abby.
I have faith. Come on, guys. Two
Yeah.
17s.
Give
Yeah.
us a show.
Give
Why
us
do
a
you think
show.
we're here? You know,
Why wouldn't you not want to give
Entertain
us a
us.
Yeah.
show?
I'm
Give
leaving
me
if
a
there's
show.
not.
Give me
No
a show.
interview.
I think
You're like, not a 17. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Sorry. Better luck next time.
there's also though those heats sometimes. Those heats sometimes where I don't want to like not saying underwhelming, but like it could take 18-2 to win. Like you just don't know. Like
Right.
it could be like Jordan wins in an 18-2.
Yeah.
It could be Jack wins in an 18-2. It could be anyone. Just like you never, that's what I'm saying. A 50 free, like you could see two
Totally.
17s, you could see a 17-5, or you could see like a winning of 18-2 with like lane 8. Like
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
it's crazy.
50 free. It's a world that
Eh.
I'm not jealous of.
No, I feel like I've talked about
It's
the
so
50 free
fun,
so much
though.
this week between you, Olivia, Cullen, and like the more I hear
Yeah.
about it, I'm like,
You're like, maybe not.
well, because I was always jealous because obviously, like, you're not feeling this like 4-minute long like
Oh,
physical
exactly. I
pain.
couldn't do that.
However, there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs.
Yeah.
Like the
For
stress
sure.
of having to be perfect, the stress of everything matters, and the mental stuff. Like there's just,
Mhm.
the
It's
grass is always
different. It's
greener.
different.
The
Yeah.
grass is always greener.
The
It's-
grass is
yeah.
always greener. But
It
I would
always-
say I do love being a sprinter and training as a sprinter because I
Yes.
could never do what you guys did and train for like long.
It's not like we
chose.
chose it.
No, I know.
Yeah, it
but I
wasn't
could-
like, oh,
I
let me go down the event list and pick.
Perfect. Let me do the worst,
Yeah.
painful
Yeah,
one.
these ones down here, I'll take those. Anything over 400, mine.
fine.
I could never do it though. Like I would quit.
Yeah,
If I was a
it's-
4-ammer. But I think it does. It's like a different mental game. 'Cause
Very
you're
much
so
so.
hard on yourself, even in practice. You're like 0.1 off your 25 time, and you're like, "Oh, I suck today."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no
like
4-ammers doing
that.
that.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
25 free. You're like, "Oh, that was fun," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, Bree."
Dead. Dead. I want to get to the relay because then I want to talk to you about like what
Okay.
you're up to. Tuner free relay, Tennessee,
It's Tennessee's
Florida.
to lose.
You think?
I
Yeah.
think it's Tennessee's to lose.
Tennessee is so deep.
They're
They
so
could have like
deep in
6
that.
guys on
ton
this
of
relay.
guys.
They're
Yeah.
so deep in this event, and I think everyone in the heat is gonna know it's Tennessee's to lose, and they're gonna be like the people to beat, obviously.
Yeah.
Again, I think the race is for second, unless something happens. Like takes one bad start. Look at Lucas. Like it takes
Yeah.
one start.
Yeah.
Takes someone to DQ. It takes. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Could take someone missing their wall. Like, gosh, it could. This race is crazy. The 2 free relay is one of my favorite races ever.
Wow.
Love the 2
I
free
mean,
relay.
there's just when you I've actually never seen. Have I? I don't think I've ever seen a men's 2 free relay live.
It's crazy.
Probably not.
You
Yeah.
can't
No.
even tell what's happening.
Yeah, it just seems
The
like it's just all
waves are
splash
insane.
and
Yes.
waves.
I think
and-
there's actually a strategy to the 2 free relay for men, especially because of the waves.
yeah, you have to be under the 15,
Yeah.
right? Like you have
Well,
to.
you look at like I would say you put your underwaters. There's obviously like differences if everyone's pretty good at underwaters or like Tennessee if they're gonna lead off, Jordan, who's an underwater guy, like there's that like strategy of leading off him so they're in front, right? But I'm saying in general, like if you're kind of a team that's in the wash, you want to lead off someone who's not as good at underwaters because they can just
Oh,
Yeah.
because if you're going if I'm me and I'm not great at underwaters and I'm in a men's 50 free, right? Like you're going to be in the wash the more the relay goes on.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to put someone who cannot kick third because they're going to come up in the waves.
Yeah.
like literally in the ocean.
So like
Yeah.
you want to throw
A wave
someone
pool.
who is a little bit good at kicking to 15, third, fourth, maybe, I don't know, because they might not be in the wash as much.
Yeah,
They can
get
get
under
under
it.
it. They can get under it. And I
Yeah.
think that is a strategy that maybe it's not like a full, like we have to look at this, but I think it's something to think about.
for sure.
I think
Like
that's
in
really
my
a
opinion,
good
if I'm
point.
putting a lineup, like I want this person first because this person can just dive under the waves
Yeah.
later.
I mean, for people who aren't swimmers, like that is such like how many times have you swum in a guy's lane? There's 4 big
Oh
guys,
my
and
gosh.
it literally feels like
I
you're in a
used to-
wave
I've
pool.
had to share a
Wild.
lane with Nathan,
Oh,
and I was
God.
rocked.
You're
Like,
like,
I was like,
You come to a dead stop. Yeah. Or
oh,
you're just like
dead
thrown around
stop.
like
Nathan's
a rag doll.
coming.
oh,
Yes.
Small story to this side story. It'll be like 30 seconds. During COVID, when everyone was swimming everywhere,
Yeah.
and we were swimming in Nathan's swim school pool, which does not have gutters,
oh no.
and it was there was so many of us that we were like splitting, like starting on opposite sides, and we were doing a sprint set, and I am in a lane opposite of Nathan, and so I was swimming opposite of Nathan, and then I had Andrew Sellis car on the other side of me coming this way, and I literally knew, I was like, no one
getting
time
rocked.
me
Yeah.
because I don't know what this time we were doing 50s, and every time I passed him I was like,
Yeah.
you like kind of break just like boom, just hit a wall.
Yeah,
It's
you're like coming to the wall, like
can't
50
sit
repeats, going
with-
like
no
29s.
no,
You're
there
like,
were times
great.
like last year if I was like doing that, I'd be like, I'm gonna go last by like 30 seconds just so I can like
I'm gonna let you all finish.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I'll be back
Yeah.
here.
It's
Yeah.
so frustrating.
Oh.
Ugh.
So yeah, Tennessee. I would have to agree.
I would
Katie,
agree. Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be a good night.
They're deep in that event.
yeah. Yeah, I
It's
don't
like-
see unless something like you said, the unforeseen, but they're
Yeah.
If I had to
close.
pick, yeah, I think
And well, if you had to pick second, who would you pick?
I think it's gonna be a freaking race for second.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
I'm gonna pick Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
I would
think
say
I think
Florida,
Gators.
like, you
especially
have-
after last night.
Yeah,
like,
you have you got Josh on there.
yeah.
I don't- I
Scotty,
mean,
yeah.
Florida is it's so many
I know.
people.
That's why this meet is so great though.
I know.
It's good when you can't predict things.
Yes, it's
Because
the
that
best meet.
means
It's gonna
It's gonna be
be
exciting.
hype.
Yeah.
Whew.
So, all right, night 2.
Night 2.
Night
First
two.
full day, night 2.
Oh, I'm gonna be up there just screaming away.
Oh boy.
And are you gonna be in the bear outfit again?
I don't think so. I'm gonna hand off the bear suit to one of the
Yeah.
other alumni boys.
That
Great.
looked
It's always been a men's tradition for the bear suits, and my brother-in-law's swimming at this meet, and
Yeah.
that's actually his bear suit for next year that I'm wearing.
Oh.
it's so cool.
But I'll just be like, here, alumni who doesn't have a bear suit.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so hot in that thing. I can't do
yeah,
it.
good call wearing it first. That was a great strategy.
Yeah. Get it when it's like the least sweaty.
Gross.
Yeah.
You wore one in the
I sure
stands.
did.
Oh, and you were
Stanky.
like, this is dank.
I was darn and like heavy.
Oh, they're heavy.
Like, yeah, I wore that thing for the 30-second interview that I
You
did.
were like,
And I was like, I could never do a 2-hour session in this.
Yep.
especially here, it's really hot.
It's hot in
very
here.
hot
It's
here.
very hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very hot up there.
Yeah.
So better than cold for the swimmers, I guess.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
That's
true.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you're up to.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Tell us.
I'm starting my own business, which is very scary, but I'm very excited. I'm starting my own clothing brand for tall women because
So
I've always
badass.
personally struggled with finding clothes that fit me. There are brands that make talls, etc., but sometimes talls are 33 inches, and I have a 35-inch inseam.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
sometimes the talls aren't tall enough, and sometimes you just can't find long enough things. So I've thought about this for a long time, years of like, oh, I should start my own clothing brand, blah, 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 blah. And then last February, which was very ambitious of me to do before Paris, I was like, I'm going to do this. So I started it, or I was working on it, put it on pause during Paris, and then got back into it in the fall. And so, yeah, I'm working through it, launching in the next couple months, hopefully a few months. But I'm definitely starting to share it with the world. It's
Yeah.
very scary,
Yep.
but I'm so excited. I think there's a need for it,
Yeah.
at least for me.
I would
And you're
agree.
not alone.
I know I'm not
Yeah.
alone. That's the thing. So, and I love clothes. I love fashion. I think it's so fun. Like I could wear leggings and a sweatshirt, but I love getting dressed up
Yeah.
or just wearing like, I don't know, things that fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel
like-
that make you feel good
I
and
want to be able to go to
confident.
the store and like buy this matching set and the pants are going to go up to here on me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm working on and doing clinics at the same time. But yeah, just trying to learn entrepreneurship. It's scary. It's a scary thing. It's not for the faint-hearted for sure.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
It's a lot. What has been your favorite part of the creative process? Because you're so creative, and like I don't know if people know, like Abbey refurbishes furniture and paints and
So
does
cool.
like
I love art. And
you're
stuff.
so creative. So this is different though.
very different.
What's been your favorite part?
I think just like creating designs,
Okay.
like being
So you're
able to.
totally in charge.
I am in charge. I mean, it's my brand.
Yeah.
But I have a team behind me helping me with like obviously like sourcing and doing all of that stuff, which still learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. So it's a work in progress. But I think there's an aspect of, there's clothes where you're like, I kind of know that I just want like a pair of jeans just longer.
Yeah.
But then there's one of my first pieces is custom designed by me. So it's like a custom original design that my manufacturer or my project manager has helped, like we're creating, patterns for it and sourcing the fabric, and it's an original. So I think designing and like learning this has been so fun
Mm,
and something I've worked really hard at. And also there's a long road to go. And it's going to be a small business to start, but hopefully grow. And I'm so excited to like slowly start sharing more. Like I
Yeah.
shared on my social media that I'm starting this business, but then I get to share the name of the business, and then I get to share the logo of the business and kind of like the background scenes, I think, of what I've been up to.
Yeah.
And how I'm doing it, and hopefully, have the crowd that I'm, reaching out to help with, what have you always wanted as a tall woman? Like,
Yeah.
what have you always looked for that you could never find? Is it a maxi skirt? Is it a jean skirt? Is it scrubs? Like, what have you always wanted? And like, hopefully can grow my business to what tailors to my audience.
Yeah.
that's huge.
So yeah, like obviously I'm not going to get there right away, but that's like what I hope to do, because it's truly a gap in the market that I
Yeah.
would love to be filled personally.
Yeah. And you're doing it.
You're doing
I'm
it.
doing it because no one else has done it. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
I'll do it.
I mean, I feel like that's like the most successful entrepreneurs. Like they're filling a need. They're not just sitting there like, what's a good idea? They're like, no, I as the
Yeah.
consumer want this, so I'm going to create it.
Yeah.
And Sarah Blakely always says, she's the founder of Spanx. She's like, every single person out there has $1 billion idea. It's just the people that actually execute on it that are the ones that create and
Yeah, I
are
love that.
successful.
Love that.
I feel like this helps me stay calm in like the entrepreneurial process. I compare it to like when you start, you're like, I don't know, like a BB swimmer. And then as you go, so like I feel like when I tell people where I'm at in a process, I'm like, okay, like I just got my junior cut. And now like
Okay.
like selling the business is
I got
like
my
you make
JO cut today.
okay, there you go.
Yes.
There
I
you
got my
go.
JO.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm far from the Olympics still, but you know,
But you made
we're
the
on our
Olympics.
way.
But you're on
Yeah.
track.
Whenever
But
I
you're
was
going.
like telling my friends, I was like, I'm so anxious, like to share this with the world. I'm sure you know, like it's
Yeah.
so anxious, like
Yeah.
sharing what you're up to. It's like something new, and like you're like scared people are gonna be like, what is she doing? And they're like, you went to 3 Olympics, and I was like, I know, but this is not the same thing. Like, I'm just like
Totally
I was
relate.
in my comfort zone doing that. I'm out of my comfort zone
Yeah.
doing this. As silly as that sounds, like I was in my comfort zone when you're doing something you know you're good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
As scary as that
But you weren't
is.
always good at it.
That's true. I wasn't. I was actually really bad at swimming.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Quit. I was quit. I hated
Yeah.
it.
What fabrics are you gonna use?
So I'm doing 5 products to start. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
but,
don't give away too much.
I
Only
have-
say what you're comfortable saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I'm gonna start with a denim and a couple things are linen, and you know, just a couple other random things.
Wow.
Just I love, like, I'm
So
going
exciting.
for more to come, but I'm going for like staples that I've always wanted. You know, like there's
Perfect.
5 things that I could think of, maybe 6 if I can get the 6 also in the first drop. That I've always just like wanted to be able to find as
Yeah.
a tall woman, that I'm like, I cannot find this easily. So I was like, I'm gonna make those first.
Yeah.
Like my 5 things, I've always been like, I want to be able to go and do this, 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 and this, and this. And so that's the first things I'm creating, and then I can go farther out and
Yeah.
create more of the
So
same things or
amazing.
different, you know?
Well, congrats.
Thank
It's
Yeah.
a
you.
huge
I'm
step.
so excited. I'm so excited. Scared, but excited.
No, but that's when you're scared, that's when you're making moves.
yeah.
Like
so
nobody makes moves when they're comfy.
That's fair. That's you gotta be
Ever.
Yeah.
one of the things I learned in college was you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable. Learn to
Yeah.
be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I'm uncomfy.
Yeah.
good. And
Like,
we're
I'm
proud
right.
of you for that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's badass and like take up as much space as you need.
All right.
Like do it.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah. You're putting in the work.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
been fun.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Yeah,
No,
so
we
much
love you,
fun.
Abbey.
I was
Yes.
like, so I'll just sit here and talk all
Yeah,
day.
I know.
Like,
I wish I
was
could.
like, me too.
I mean, you guys can stay.
I mean,
Well, we're gonna make some TikToks. So.
oh my God. Yeah.
Perfect.
Follow us on
Yeah.
TikTok.
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. It's gonna be an awesome night. Thank you again, Mizuno.
Grace is
And
of me.
yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, Abby.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Okay.
That was so good.
So
You're
good.
so insightful.